Hello guys. Hey, Scott with Heritage Farms. Well, it's Saturday afternoon. It's about 6 o'clock. Been going all day. Another one of these warm, hot days in North Texas. It's like 70 degrees. The humidity is off the chart though. That's the brutal part of it. So it feels like it's 100. You know, we've had rain at the corporate offices this week, about 2 or 3 inches. Things are great, but here at the farm, we had like 1/10 of an inch. So even though we had a couple inches of rain over a 10-day period, it definitely helped to green things up. But man, let me tell you, we are still in drought conditions. All of the tanks are low and everything else. So what did we do today? Well, these old barns, I don't know if you've been around a lot of them in your life, but whenever they put electricity in, let's just say it may or may not be up to building code. You know, this is going back multiple years. So this is the primitive circuit breaker box. You had a couple of lights here for the corral lights. You had the barn lights. You had a plug. Well, they used to have a plug over here that stopped working. They used to have 240 for, I guess, a welder. That stopped working. So I disconnected all of that today. Did in essence, just a little rewire, changed out some things, put in a new receptacle. So now I got my air compressor set up so I can take the air compressor, pull any implement up here. We can fill it up with air, get going. We also have battery chargers so I can connect. So we did that. We also have started the process of cleaning the barn up. This thing over the years has just been collecting crap. I mean, everywhere. So I try to hang as much as I can on the walls just because that way I know where it is. It's in its spot and I can work. Well, one thing we did today was something my wife wanted, but we ran an outdoor electrical wire all the way over to the Texas flag. So we had these little LED solar floodlights on the Texas flag, and they worked pretty good. They actually lit it up at night. But let me tell you what, man, we got one of these at the corporate offices in Heath. That floodlight, that's an LED floodlight, costs virtually nothing to use. So tonight we're gonna see if that bad boy lights up. So today I installed that, and it should light up that whole entire Texas flag from dusk till dawn every single night. Other than that, we just kept cleaning the barn. But earlier today, about 30 minutes ago, I swear I saw Air Force One. I looked up and I just so happened to see this huge, massive jet. It was white, and the first thing I noticed was it had 4 engines on it, but the whole belly of the plane was blue and everything else was white on the plane. So I think that was Air Force One. You know, I'll just be honest, I'm not a fan of Joe Biden. He is so divisive. His comments are just so insulting. He talks to the American public like we're stupid, and yet he's a multi-millionaire, and I don't know. I just don't like our current president. If you don't like that, you can unsubscribe from the channel, and I'm gonna be perfectly fine with that. Everybody has their own personal choices. Me, I do not like our president. I think he's the worst president ever, honestly. All right, shifting gears, I'll get off my soapbox. So here's the pool at Telephone One. This is where we did the dam work last week. We also put in the culvert over there. You can see that all turned out really nice. Notice how it even greened up a little with the rain. But look at this. I mean, we got cows out in the middle of this pond, and it's not even chest high. I mean, there's periods in time where you see the white-faced one on the pool bank. That's where the water should be, at her head level. I mean, that's how low this pond is. Really disappointing. Hey, shifting gears, so what's on deck tomorrow? So I'm standing on the HX15 John Deere shredder. This is my father-in-law's shredder. And man, what a beast of a piece of equipment it is. So anyway, this thing is probably, I'm gonna say, at least 20 years old. And this cylinder right here, the last time we used it, gave us problems. And the problem it is, when we finished our job, it was leaking hydraulic fluid at the end of this cylinder. So the seal has evidently went bad. So tomorrow morning, I'm gonna come out here, I'm gonna pop out that pin, the Carter pin, pull it out, Carter pin over here, disconnect one hose, and then I'll take that cylinder and I'll have it rebuilt and we'll put it back in and hopefully we'll get to going again. But hey, that's what we're doing. Look at the watch here, 6:05. But man, the cows are just frustrated. There's grass, but I mean, they're eating it as fast as it's growing, so there's not grass, if that makes sense. Probably doesn't sound good. Everybody's saying, well, look how beautiful and green it is, but yeah, it's just not growing as fast as we would like. Man, now in the pecan orchard, there's a fair amount of grass. We're trying to let this grow. So what'll probably happen is I don't think the trees are gonna make hardly any pecans this year because of the drought. I noticed what little pecans they had started falling off early, premature. It's almost like they were shedding in survival mode. On a positive note, some of those trees that really looked stressed earlier, because of the spot watering we did and then because of the rainfall, they're looking a little better. So I'm praying to God that we didn't lose any trees. So the plan right now is I'm gonna let this grow up a little bit, and then we'll put the cows in here for 3 or 4 days, let them graze it down. But I do have hay on the way. So I have roughly 150 bales coming from a relative. And then we have, which is some really good hay historically. And then we have like another 40 bales coming from another friend of the community. So there you go. There's the registered herd, downsized. It used to be about 35 in here, and now there's roughly 20. So thank you, Texas drought. Anyway, that's what we're doing. Just wanted to give you guys an update. We'll try to get some pictures of the barn tonight after dark so you can see what that looks like. But just trying to make stuff happen, man. Okay guys, this is the pasture on the rental property, and you know, the grass here is mostly weeds, but it's getting better. If it wouldn't have been for the drought, I think we would have made a lot of progress. We really didn't get to utilize the ryegrass we planted last fall because of the drought. So but every time you plant ryegrass and you go through that cycle, you actually improve the other grasses as well. I don't know what it is, but I guess it just kind of chokes out the weeds and helps. But you can see we got some bahia grass mixed in with the weeds here. And this little section right through here actually looks pretty decent, but it doesn't go all the way up on the hill. So we turned the cows out in here this morning. You know, we used to run about 35 head in this group, and now I think there's 23 head in this group, so pretty substantial downsizing. We got rid of about a third of our overall herd, and honestly, I wish I'd have cut a little bit deeper and got it down to about keeping 60% of the herd instead of what I did, because there's a few here that probably still need to go, and it's just so expensive right now on all of your hay and everything. Bales of hay in North Texas right now are costing close to $100 delivered, man. That is just outrageous. But you can see the cows are always excited when they get to a new pasture. They are happy to be out and about. So that's what we're doing. But you can see this is a pasture we shredded pretty early. And one of the things I've learned is if you shred too early, the goat weeds will come back. But at the same time, we got some nice growth. You can kind of see in this area what I'm talking about. you got some of the Bahia grass that's actually done a pretty good job of starting its comeback. So, all right, guys. So right now we're just checking electric fences. Anytime we get on a new rental property or move the cows to the rental property, we always check the fences, make sure we got the mineral filled up. We're gonna move some protein tubs over, and then they should be good for a week or two here. Okay guys, well, we're driving up to the barn at night. It's currently about 8:15 here in North Texas. So what are we looking at? Well, we put the new floodlight, the LED floodlight, on the barn. So if you're downtown Telephone, you can find this iconic barn with the Texas flag on it, and you know you're at Heritage Farms, Texas. So there you go, guys. So leave us a comment. Let me know what you think. Do you like it? I think it looks pretty cool. Does a good job of lighting up the Texas flag. I kind of dig it. All right, guys, as always, glory be to God. Really appreciate your support. Hope you have a great Labor Day weekend.